So last night on my stream, I wanted to talk about a little bit about D4 seasons, and unfortunately, I hadn't really had a chance to fully watch the dev stream, and so I wasn't exactly sure what the new features were for the season. But today I did have a chance to go through and watch the dev stream, and so I know a little bit better now about what season one has in store. Although I'm still not sure I completely have the new Malignant Hearts mechanic down all the way. But I do know a little bit enough about it that I feel that I can talk about it a little bit. So that's what I want to do tonight to start off with. And I'll be honest, I'm not sure how I feel about the Malignant Hearts. I think that it sounds cool in concept, that there's these hearts that you get, there's going to be certain specific parts of content that you can do to loot them, to farm them, and I think that's going to be all great and everything, and the fact that there's new abilities, which is going to leave new build ideas and stuff like that, I think that's all great. It sounds like, though, from what I kind of understood, that it might be a little bit complicated, and it might seem a little bit needlessly complicated. And what I mean by that is, apparently there's like a whole new kind of, if I'm understanding correctly, and I may not be, so I will stand corrected if I am wrong on this, but I think I heard something about like invokers or something, or invocations or whatever, and so you have to loot the heart, and then the hearts are different colors, so you have to have items that are the right color, and you don't choose what color the item is, so you have to keep relooting new and new gear to get the right colors. And I don't know what the invocations were, but it seemed to be something along the lines of like, to get your colors or to get the hearts, you need to go through these invocations, or I think that's how you spin them to like craft them or decon them, or so. I'm sorry that I didn't fully understand it when I was listening to it today. I don't know, I kind of feel like, so the part of it where I don't mind it is I've heard some complaints about the fact that it takes up the jewelry slots, and people are upset about that because I guess the skulls in your jewelry is the most significant gem that you can put into your gear, and I get that, and so the Malignant Hearts take away from that. But I feel like this is kind of like their version of like rune words, for example, because in Diablo 2 the rune words took the place of the gems. And so now in this game, the Malignant Hearts take the place of the gems. So I think inherently, in concept, there's not a problem with them taking up the gem slot, even if it is just the jewelry gem slot. I think for me, where I'm starting to get some kind of mixed feelings about it, some skepticism, is now the fact that it's like you have to match gems to the same, or you have to match Malignant Hearts to the right color of equipment, and blah blah blah. Like, let me just get the hearts and put them in my gear instead of having to play this mix and match game. I don't know. Obviously, everything's going to be dependent on actually playing it and finding out how it goes. Maybe the extra colors and stuff won't be a problem, but I don't know. It feels like an added mechanic that isn't really necessary. But I will be curious to see how it plays out. I know the season is also going to have a new storyline to it. So there's going to be the side quest from the season, so that's going to give us some new content to go through and do. For those that have been worried about it, they have said that all renown is going to carry over, so you're not going to have to redo any renown or anything like that, so that's going to be nice. because I know that's the tedious part of the game, and that's probably the biggest complaint and worry that people have is about the renown and having to redo that over again. So that's good to know that you won't have to do the renown over again. Of course, you are going to have to restart your seasonal character, which is, you know, how it goes, and that's the whole point of the seasons. But if you are not wanting to have to start over, you don't have to do a season, and your character is not going to be deleted. It's not going to be erased. And from what I understood of the from the live stream, is that the seasonal content, the malignant hearts and all that stuff, that's coming to the Eternal Realm right off the bat. So you're going to have the same content. The only thing that you're not going to have is the Battle Pass stuff if you're not playing a season. And it sounds like the only thing that's going to be part of the paid Battle Pass is going to be the cosmetics. That in terms of like any new items that are coming out, gear, stuff like that, those kinds of rewards will be part of the free Battle Pass. That the paid Battle Pass is only going to be for cosmetics. So you don't have to worry about pay for win or pay for power or anything like that. So that's going to be the good news when it comes to that. And for those who are worried about having to restart all the time, like I said, you don't have to take part in the season. Your character is not going to be deleted. And then once the season is over, your seasonal character is not going to be deleted. It's just going to go to the Eternal Realm, so it's going to become a non-seasonal character. So you don't have to worry anything about your progress being erased or deleted or anything like that. Seasons just give an opportunity for a fresh, clean start for those who are interested in it. It gives an opportunity for the Battle Pass rewards. I personally like seasons, and that's, you know, the whole thing I'm going to be doing in this game is doing seasons and yes, restarting characters and restarting them every few months when the seasons come up and everything. It gives you an opportunity to try new characters, try new classes, try new builds within the same class even. So seasons are, I think, really a great concept that lead to a lot of replayability for the game. Because while I know nobody wants to lose their progress or anything like that, and of course I'm attached to this character that I'm already up to 83 on, and that I've been playing probably 200 hours with since launch. I'm attached to this character, but at some point I'm going to max this character out, and I'm probably already pretty close to that as it is with the gear that I'm getting. It's at the point that I'm at, I'm not getting gear that's really much better than what I already have, so I'm probably not going to be, there's probably not massive gear out there that I'm waiting on that's going to significantly increase the build of my character. This character is going to come to an end eventually where there's not going to be much more that I can do with him. So at that point, where's the replayability going to come from in this game? Because it's not going to be just running the same character over and over and over again and hitting 100 and then just continuing to go on and on and on with that character. Eventually, there's just a point where you've maxed out what that single character is going to do. And so the seasons give you an opportunity to add more replayability to the game and can continue on with building new designs, new characters, and all that stuff, and giving yourself something to do with the added bonus of there's a little bit of a competition in there with the seasonal rewards boards and leaderboards and things like that. So really, I think that it's a win-win-win-win-win to be doing these seasons. So I know I'll be looking forward to it. And I know I've been talking about the opportunity for that seasons give to try new characters, and I mentioned in my last stream when I was talking about seasons that I'm going to be running probably the same exact build that I am doing now. And that's just kind of a personal thing that I have. It's not that I'm going to be running the same Necro over and over and over ad nauseum until, you know, the world comes to an end. It's that I like to have my quote-unquote canon character It's the characters that I finished the storyline with, and is the character that I'm playing for my fun. And it's the fun concept that I have, all that off-meta stuff that I've been talking about and everything. And then I like to play that character again in a season to see how that build stacks up. And I actually like to do that with all the different classes. So like in Diablo 2, Necro and Druid are my favorite two classes. And those are the two mains that I'm going to be playing here in Diablo 4. And so I have my Necro and I have my Druid that are non-seasonal, that are just this is my fun character, my quote-unquote canon character or whatever, my roleplay character, and then I take it into a season to see how far that particular build can take me. After that, when I get into further seasons, that's when I'll play different characters and different builds and stuff, and try new things and new types of loadouts and builds and sets and stuff like that. But to start out with, since this is the preferred build that I have, my quote-unquote RP or canon build, I want to test this out in seasons and see how far it takes me. And then probably come season 2, 3, or whatever, these future seasons, that's when I'll play different classes, different versions of the Necromancer, stuff like that. So that's kind of my own personal philosophy with that. But it's not that I'm just going to stick with this same character ad nauseum until the world comes to an end. Oops. So with that said, yeah, I'll be running a Necro again for Season 1, and it's probably going to look pretty familiar to what you've been watching if you've been following my stream at all. And given my experiences with Diablo and really any other kind of RPG, I don't see any reason why this build won't be able to take me the distance. And maxing out the battle pass, and I don't know what they're going to do in terms of leaderboards, if they're going to have leaderboards, or if it's just going to be the battle pass and your ranking is going to be based on how much of the battle pass you complete. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to play out, but surely they're going to have some kind of like scoreboards or something like that, since that's kind of the whole purpose of Diablo seasons.